Hello, this is me, yours truly, Clarice, taking a break from the physical cleaning of this place, which I call, my place, my workplace, my office, the receiving area, where the reboot of the business of the company will hopefully receive traffic of um, like customers and clients, as opposed to another possibility, the human trafficking, whereby a person uh, could not get hold of identification because the identification is being held, or somebody has taken possession of the some constitutional rights or the civil liberties of another person. Anyway, that is for another episode, but for now I want to say thank you to actually three uh, persons who are responsible in their own different way, how I have come to be credited with accounting period, the fiscal year, July 18th, 2018 for my 1701Q, and July 11th, 2018 for the 2551Q, 2551Q, beginning July 18, 2018. That's the reboot of the company, which can be traced back to 2003 Dimensional Pictures Video Production. And there is a way for me to be known as a publisher and a writer outside of the local system. So that is a very arduous journey, which I will not impose upon you this nice and cool Sunday Sunday noontime. Well, anyway, I just want to say that these three persons, I'm not going to name names, but one had drafted, completed my income statement, which had been submitted to BIR, which is due for evaluation. So I would know whether there is an increase in my net worth, which can be interpreted in um, accounting principles as non-cash transaction, and therefore it will reflect on my income statement for 2024. And another is the one responsible. Hi, Tita. Thank you so much. I understand that you've been so busy also that you cannot absent, from your current occupation, your routine, to sit down with me as I ask, as I pick your mind, because I had a chance to do that in times past, and that's my bad. I wasn't able to pick your brains. I was so absorbed with another details of the operation of the business. And yeah, so I am a little bit suffering for it, doing crash course on the things that will matter, that could mean losses or gain for me. And of course, the other one is the man or director responsible for reintroducing the public face, the public profile of Talaga Information and Business Consultancy, and therefore yours truly. Thank you so much. They were both, I had a balanced operation, although somewhere along the way, a lot of unexpected things had happened, and I figured, if I wasn't so well grounded, and I had been a little bit less initiated to the system, I could have thrown in the towel and give in to the tendency to wallow in the series of misfortune, the series of unfortunate events. But I am being very cryptic because I cannot let go of the details because this is not the place. Suffice to say that, for instance, back in 2018 to 20 in the the first quarter of 2019, I had a brand new car, and it's already in. It should be in my accounting book. There should be an explanation that can satisfy all parties how I am not enjoying that car, that's Hyundai Accent, and there should be an entry in the books as well as company policy with regards the whys and wherefores. Incidentally, that is my way of introducing how a person can be known to other parties without being personally acquainted. So, like on the personal level, it would be so hard to get to know the person, a person who who has caught our attention or interest for whatever reason. Like, can we have a workable can is a working relationship possible between my company and this person without really getting to know the personality, the quirks, the manner of speaking, the competence, the character of such a person, right? I have come across, in the reboot of my company, of the business, taking the where the bookkeeper and the accountant had left off. Now I have to begin again without their help. So yes, it's not your fault, not their fault. It's really mine. I should have paid more attention to the details. Anyway, now it has become very real, very tangible, this process whereby I can know different parties, like the books. I am, the book business, that's literally the publishing, and as a writer, the industry that I am connected, I've been connected with for some decades now. It goes to show my age. Anyway, that's the book business as an operation, and then the administration, the management, the regulation compliance. I talk about another kind of set of books, the accounting books. And the reason that I say that it is possible to get to know the person, whether it is there is a viable partnership or working relationship or contract or agreement with other person, is through the examination of the books. So that is how we can know each other. Of course, it's off limits, and what I would take myself as an example or an illustration to the point that I want to raise. The entries or the data, the records, they are private, they are personal. But if I choose to reveal them in the light of application or a proposal, a proposition, then I choose to do so, to reveal, to open my vulnerabilities, to open them. They should be examined, of course, under the mutual ethics and trust and respect. And there's a tangible law, explicit, the data privacy law. So I guess that if in the process of rejection, or in the process along the, like, there's a change of mind, or that it's not working, the due diligence should come in to respect, to make sure that both each of the parties involved would not be injured by the unilateral or multilateral decisions, and that nobody will be thrown under the bus, in a manner of speaking. So that's it. And then there's another thing that I want to begin, like the beginning inventory for 2025. As I close the books for 2024, it's a lot of work, actually, because I have to substantiate the entries that I would put, the concession, the compromise, penalties are not an excuse for me to be a delinquent bookkeeper, or to cook the books, because they will be reflected in the years to come. And that is a very crucial matter of fact that I want to emphasize at this point. Because if I claim to own something, it doesn't end there. It has, this called adulting and taking responsibility. It's not just on a personal level, actually, but more so in our responsibility. We are steward of something, and it comes with both privilege and responsibility. Claiming something means being responsible and being ready to be accounted, because, take for instance, the renewal of the registration, how it should be used, like a real estate, a property. It's not all gain, because the responsibility will entail payments. So that's why ownership of something, like ownership of a copyright, the assets, the intangible and the tangible, there is not one government agency that can end all and be all ownership, because it's going to be a different, the mandates of the different agencies can factor in. Like, we're speaking about one asset, one property, and there can be different regulations that will impact, that would have to be complied with by the owner. And so claiming something would be some kind of redundant claim, what's that, ownership, and redundant responsibilities, and that will be carried over, like in the financial statement. Once it is there, if in the next income statement, if it in the next season, it is not going to be reflected in the income statement, there should be not just a plausible explanation for the loss, or for a different entries, but it should sufficiently satisfy the accounting, the auditing, the taxes, the other related regulation. So what I am saying is that a company based, for instance, or a firm based in other countries, who have not known me forever, we have no business or connection with each other until a certain point in time, and it will become not just plausible but actually legal and legitimate, and um, a consequential matter, because there is such thing as forensic bookkeeping, forensic accounting. There is such thing as documented and substantiated accounting books or financial statements. Given the treaties between countries and given the certifications for a local system to be integrated worldwide, the trade, the, the trade agreements between countries, the social security agreements between countries. If there is a case for violation, real numbers and real records would be the first to be examined. So they may not know me as a person who is unlovable or lovable, who is like so flawed, like a person who you would not want to be in close proximity, like around your family, around your assets, and that could be my character as, intrigues and rumors would have it. But it's another thing for an accounting book which had been registered and which bear the marks of, for instance, the local revenue agency of the Bureau of Internal Revenue, or the local social security system branch, like here in Lucena City. So they may not know me as a desirable person to enter their country through a valid visa, but they can know me as a client. And there are ways, scientific ways. What is that term? The numbers by which they can know the person, and they can use the system to be able to initiate the due process. So right now, I am reviewing my tax filing since 2018, and I would be basing my income whether I had, I can remember that time in August 2019, and we were in the dining area, and I was receiving so much flack about the expenditures that I had spent money on. And when I had tried to explain that, the receipts, and it was an expensive process to be to claw back from the pitfall, and metaphorically, the grave, to come back to life, to be part of the commerce, the trade and industry, and for our director to to introduce to some communities. And this is the CEO of this company, and so on and so forth. It had been a very expensive process, operation, because I have an extraordinary background. So back then, I could not defend the decisions that I made, which had cost money. But right now, I am just so thankful to be able to gather all the receipts, the invoices, that I am truly part of the commerce and trade. That in exchange of each other, I give you my tin so you can register it in your books, and then you give me your tin so I can register it in my books. So I am just looking forward to 2025, and the set of circumstances have not been ideal, and um, it's not perfect, or it's a cliche, but it's so true. I could have done better, but I did not. So I have to work on the set of consequences on account of some good decisions, bad decisions that I made, that others made, that had affected me. But talking about it, and um, being able to produce the basis for my statements and actions, um, by God's grace. At least that the very basic things that I would need to move forward the next year. Um, thank God that I have it. So thank you so much for the three guys, the accountant, the bookkeeper, and the event director. Thank you so much. This is yours truly, Clarice T.